I think it's time. No one said anything.
That was so insane.
Okay. Oh,
Hey, everyone. Hi. There it is. Sorry, we're new to this.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast.
Welcome back to
Our viewing party.
I'm Maddy.
And I'm Tatiana.
Slay.
And we have a very special guest today.
Hi.
What's your name, friend?
Oh, well, my name is Miss Parker Ballerina, also known as Parker Griffin. That's me.
I think Parkerina Ballerina is going to have to be what it is for the rest
of
of time.
course. I
Karina
agree.
Ballerina.
Mhm.
Amazing.
You know,
Slay.
just love to do little spins and turns and my little ballerina stuff.
Okay. You've never been to a ballet class. Well, that's not true. We went to a ballet class together. Sorry.
I want everyone to know Tati's preying on my downfall as we are currently sitting here on these couches and chairs. So
Correct. That's something about us. We're always going to be preying on each other's downfalls and wins and slays.
Well, welcome back. If you guys have not listened, well, go listen to our past 2 episodes.
Period. They're a
Period.
slay.
But if you have not listened to our past 2 episodes, we are a movie podcast.
Yes.
We're called Our Viewing Party, and we
Mhm.
basically are celebrating everyone's comfort movies, everyone's favorite movies, movies that they just enjoy.
Yeah, we're not here to like criticize movies because frankly, we're not qualified for that. We are here to just giggle and laugh and slay and have fun about our favorite movies and why we love them. Speaking of giggling and slaying, we're going to be talking about kind of one of the most giggly movies of all time today. Parker, please tell us what your favorite movie is.
well, my favorite movie is, well, there's a whole cinematic universe that
Yes.
this movie is a part of.
We won't get it twisted. Don't
which
worry.
we're only going to be talking about the first installment of this franchise today. But my favorite movie is Trolls. Many of you who know me
Yay.
personally know that this is truly one of the cornerstones of my personality.
A little bit.
So y'all already know, but Trolls is one of my favorite movies ever.
Slay
Amazing.
DreamWorks.
I know, a DreamWorks movie.
Mhm.
Part of the Troll cinematic universe, some would say. TCU. Go Horned Frogs. Like Texas Christian University.
Okay.
My sister went there.
None of us went to college.
Anyway, so Parker, we always like to ask
Yeah.
our guests
Okay.
2 little questions here on the pod. What is your favorite? Well, you get 2 answers. What's your favorite movie snack?
Okay.
At home, at theater. Go.
Well, at the theater, I'll start there because that's
the
easier.
theater.
Obviously, popcorn. Regal movie theater popcorn is better than AMC.
I have to say
If-
something about Parker
please,
though.
please.
So Parker, I know you love popcorn because Parker takes fistfuls of popcorn.
Oh yeah.
If you are ever go to the movies with Parker Griffin, expect to only get a few bites of popcorn.
That is not true. I will let you have some too, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying
But
to
you'll take the
eat.
brunt of it.
I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
And
we stay eating.
I'm not gonna apologize for being a hungry little girl.
But it is true. I get my own popcorn when we go to the movies, and
Mhm.
Parker and Maddie will always split popcorn because I know Parker will eat the whole entire thing, and I only like to have a little bit.
Okay, but your tummy hurts from popcorn.
I know,
so
that's why I only like to have a little bit.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
get the kid size. Delicate, dainty.
Yeah, but Parker will take a whole
This.
handful and like it's like I'll
Oh my
be
God.
dainty and I'll take a little kernel at a time. Parker will be like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
I want it to be heard here on this podcast right here, right now, that I am being gaslit and lied about
No.
and manipulated. Although I do,
No.
I will. No. Let me acknowledge the truth in the
Take the
room.
floor, please.
I do eat popcorn by the fistfuls because I'm not like a bird. I'm not gonna like
Why
little
not?
pecks at a time.
Isn't your whole brand being dainty?
Yes, but I can be dainty with fistfuls. Like, my body might be dainty, but my fists are juicy. So, anyways.
That is so scary.
But, I take fistfuls of popcorn, but I will always leave some for the dolls.
No, you do. You do.
So, I'm not eating the whole box.
I mean, most of it. I would say it's 75,
Okay, Parker and Maddie
25.
are fighting right now. The girls are fighting.
It's 75, 25, okay? You
And now-
cannot deny. Okay,
Parker,
Slay.
what's your favorite at home? I'll stop the fighting.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the fighting.
This
That's
could
why
go
they
on
put
for
me
a
in the
long
middle.
time, so we'll stop it now.
What's your at-home snack?
Well, we all love cinnamon rolls. Like,
Oh, period.
absolutely, the Pillsbury brand, like grand cinnamon rolls, the ones that get super fluffy. We love those. I love sour candy.
Like sour candy.
Specifically the
so sweet.
Scandinavian swimmers. Sour Scandinavian swimmers from Trader Joe's are my
those are
favorite
so
because
good.
they're so thick and they're so juicy. And I put my sour candy in the freezer because it makes it, in my opinion, more sour.
I do like when we watch a movie at your house and you just like come out with the whole tray of snacks that we didn't even know you
Yes.
had.
It's a smorgasbord.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I am a stepmother. I'm everyone's stepmother, and I'm in my stepmother era where all I do is, take care
It's
and
like,
provide.
does anyone need any water? Does anyone need any snacks? You come out
Yeah.
with Oreos. Like, he has it all, really.
Yeah.
I'm a comforter. Like, like not like what you put on your bed, but like I bring comfort to others.
You
So,
okay?
So, anyways,
Yeah,
speaking of comfort movies,
Yes.
Trolls.
let's get into it, shall
Okay.
we?
Is there anything you want to say at the beginning
Well,
about Trolls?
if you haven't seen it,
Mhm.
you're missing out on an entire experience of life. And I
You're so
honestly
sweet.
pity you. And I implore you to find it within yourself to watch it. It is now on Netflix.
Just one Netflix.
Yes,
with
yes,
an X.
yes.
We forgot
So
the
now
X.
you can go stream the first movie,
Mhm.
and you have no excuses because I think everyone has a Netflix account.
Mhm.
So go watch it, please and thank you, and you can thank me later. And this movie is a pillar of my personality. So if you have anything negative to say, you are not going to be saying it to me. Otherwise, my juicy
Parker,
fist.
you are coming up
Please
to
don't
attack
fight-
our audience.
Yeah, don't fight our listeners.
I'm not trying to fight. But if you're trying to fight me, baby, what do I have to do but
Oh my God.
to defend? To
Yeah, you're
defend
right.
myself and true art, aka trolls.
There you
Period.
go. Well, with that, let's get into it.
I have something I want to say that's kind of before the movie starts.
Okay.
What I would give to be the little guy, the DreamWorks guy on the moon. I just want to be him, just fishing off the moon, living my best life.
You're
You know
so
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
actually funny because the first thing I wrote down with the movie was the intro to the DreamWorks, like when they show the logo and it
Yeah.
has like the music.
Uh-huh.
They do the music that typically plays is like the trolls singing
Singing.
the
It's
intro
really
rather than
cute.
like just the traditional music that plays. And I was
Mhm.
like, starting off strong.
Yeah.
Her.
And then we get the
Consistent theming.
DreamWorks becomes the little like felt
Yes.
cuteness of it all,
Uh-huh.
which I love. We love branding.
Mhm.
And then we start with Miss Poppy narrating. And I have to say that my first note was Anna Kendrick's voice brings me a lot of comfort.
Yeah.
Like her narration was just comforting.
She's
and
like-
she's like scrapbooking and telling the story of the like troll cyst Bergen's situation where they
Mhm.
like eat the trolls for happiness.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically the trolls are really cute little fun people. And they're antidepressants for the Bergens.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the Bergens are this group of people who live in the land where the trolls live, and they eat the trolls to be happy once a year on the trollstice. So the only happiness they ever known in their whole life is eating trolls.
Yeah. Really sad stuff because the trolls just want to vibe and sing and
Some would say the trolls just want to have fun.
but that's not a song until the second movie.
Oh, sorry.
But precursor for the second one.
Yeah, come back for our Trolls World Tour episode. But then, so basically, the Bergens are untalented flops, and they could only
Don't say that about Christine Baranski.
Oh, Miss Martha May Whovier steps
Yeah.
onto the scene and is like basically the Chef Ramsay for this
Yes.
chef, one would say, for the like prince. And I wanted to punch this little prince so
Yeah.
badly when he's like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
What's the prince's name?
I don't know. I never pay attention to them because they're kind of irrelevant in my life because I'm a troll.
Okay.
So the Bergens just kind of exist. Besides Bridget, I know her name because they say it a lot.
Yeah,
But I don't think they ever say his prince.
No, they do.
Well,
I
I
just
don't
don't
pay
remember
attention.
it.
But I will have to add that the intro song to the movie, the doom 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 doom
I
doom
put
doom
that
yes.
goes so hard. We're like trolls. It's
which I
eats.
think that song is called something 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 troll. Like
In real
like
life?
the classical music piece has the
Interesting.
name troll in it, which is why they used it in the movie.
If you're wrong, that'd be interesting.
Listen, I
Put in the comments
fact
if she's
checked
right
my
or right.
sister because she's the one who told me that because I asked her
Oh, okay.
yesterday.
Oh,
So if she's wrong, and not me, I'm just a messenger, okay?
Mhm.
Well, then we basically show up and Poppy is teaching this to the class of, because wait, hold on.
You're
did I s-
skipping so far ahead.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
watched this a few
Tachi-
days ago.
Parker, take it away.
So the trollstice happens, okay? The trolls are
yes,
about
I'm
to be
sorry.
fed to the prince, it is his first solstice he's ever had in his life. He told his dad he's super excited. He's never experienced happiness before, and he's super ready to experience happiness.
Yes.
So it is about time. They are going to eat a troll, and he is brought onto the stage. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Prince.
Yes.
He steps up on stage. Christine Baranski says, "Here
Martha
is your
May
first troll."
And she's like, you're going to get an extra special troll. You're going to get the Princess Poppy, the newest princess of the trolls.
And she opens the little flower, flicks it, which I think is such a funny little detail. And then the flower opens, she grabs it, and then she shoves it right in his mouth. And then he spits it out. And what is it? It is a fake troll.
It's a troll's doll.
Like
Troll's
literal,
doll.
Like the original trolls.
vintage.
Which is such a funny detail, in my opinion, that like the trolls dolls that we're familiar with as like people who consumed toys and like
As children of the
kids.
90s.
90s.
that like those are the fake trolls and the real trolls are the animated ones.
Yes.
And they're the ones are just copies, which I think is so funny.
Yes.
And
It's
what do we see? The trolls have escaped
The trolls are
The cage.
escaping. Yes, they're getting away from the Bergens, the bad Bergens.
through their little tunnel system.
Oh,
Mhm.
and I wrote, because you get like a wide shot of the tunnel and they're like rolling through and they're like, no troll left behind. And I wrote, the trolls rolling through this tunnel is Taco Bell rolling through my system after I've eaten it.
That
Were
was
you
me
eating
last
Taco
night.
Bell when you were watching this?
I was.
What'd you get?
A Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh.
I had that
And
last
like a
night.
quesadilla. You know, pro tip, sorry, sidebar. Pro tip, add the jalapeno cream sauce to your crunch wrap.
That's kind of
Also,
Ooh,
another
sexy.
pro tip: add the spicy potatoes into the crunch wrap. I did that last night.
Period.
It kind of
So
changed my life. Sorry, side tangent about food. But yeah, so we see the some of the trolls got left behind, so the king went back to go get them, and he's carrying all of them. Mind you, he's taken off all his clothes because he's laying them on the puddle so that no one steps in a puddle on the way
Yes,
there.
very kind.
And so then he's running with all of them. The shovels are coming through the ground. It's an action sequence.
It is. It's
Marvel
giving-
literally wishes it
That's what I was
could
gonna
be
say.
this dramatic.
Mhm.
And they're running through. And then he has all of them in a ball. He throws them, and you see him get left behind. Oh no, what happened to
no.
King Pappy? And all the
Peppy.
trolls exit. Yeah,
Is that his
Isn't
name?
it Peppy?
Yeah.
Not Pappy, it's Peppy.
I don't think you're correct.
I am.
Fight.
It's Peppy.
Ah,
It's Peppy and
interesting.
Poppy.
We'll have to see.
Is this your favorite movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of the trolls get rolling into this little garden thing.
And out they pop out the other side of the tunnel, which I like to add this detail. There is a troll with a broken leg, and his leg is literally a zigzag. And he's the one who's like, oh no, what happened to the king?
Yeah.
And his leg is broken. So if you notice that detail, it's kind of silly.
That is
And
silly.
then all of a sudden you hear, when I say no troll left behind,
Oh my
I
God.
mean no troll left behind. And then when he says the word behind, it pans in on his booty.
His little bare bottom.
Yeah, he has a little bubble butt.
Not about the trolls, please.
Yeah.
And who's in his hair?
Little Poppy
Princess
Lynn.
Poppy.
So cute.
She's so cute. I kind of want to kick her. You know?
Yeah.
You know when like it's like the
like
aggression,
something
what's
so
it called?
cute.
When
I
it's something
don't know.
so cute, you want to like sock him. Like, you know?
Damn.
Slay.
Sorry, the Aries is Aries. Anyways, so then we cut to Miss Princess Poppy is telling this story to
Oh
the
yes,
children
where I
troll.
went at the beginning of the movie because I did not have any.
Yes.
I was just so in it to win it while I was
Yes.
watching this. I didn't have a single note.
She was educating the children,
Yes.
educating the little baby dolls.
and then there was that purple troll that was like, I wish it was hug time every second of the day. And I was like,
Yes.
that purple troll is so damn cute. And that's me.
yes,
I'm like,
because the trolls hug every hour.
yeah, which is my Apple Watch telling me to stand up every 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Correct.
And then the other troll says, I wish it could be every half hour.
Right.
Aw.
And then there's that weird yellow troll that's like, me too.
I'm obsessed
know.
with them. Oh my god.
Literally, and also
Oh my
when
God.
he's in the opening sequence, like the narration sequence, he's like, "Oh my god,
Oh my god.
it's so funny."
I know. Okay, but then we get our opening number.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
god.
And Miss Poppy sings.
Oh, Anna Kendrick will sing for the girls. She wasn't in all three of those Pitch Perfect movies for nothing.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
literally wrote Anna Kendrick sounds sickening.
She really does.
She is putting her whole Anna Kendrick Anna
Andrew-
Kendrick
No, Anna Kendrussy.
There
That's
it is.
better.
that one.
Yeah.
Her
Anna
pussy into this whole film.
Yeah. Yes. I put to call back to our last episode. I put Trolls is just Moulin Rouge for kids. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I very that. Very
Right?
that.
It's true.
The sparkling diamond one would say is Poppy, and she's sparkling.
No, the sparkling diamond is Tiny Diamond.
Oh
Okay,
my
well, Guy
God.
Diamond.
Guy Diamond in this one.
Guy
and Tiny
Diamond in this one.
the next one.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're so right.
I don't think Tati watched this movie.
I
yet.
don't
literally,
think
you
so
guys,
either.
watched this movie.
Tati, I'm kind of scared.
I watched this
Anyways,
movie, you guys. I watched it.
I literally put Guy
I
Diamond.
did watch
as
it a
our
few days ago, so maybe I just need to watch it.
I watched it yesterday.
Oh, she's
Tati's
fresh.
a liar.
I watched it, you guys.
Tati's a liar. And a
Okay, so
fraud.
then we get the first opening number, like you
Mhm.
said, and then the biggest jump scare. We don't actually see him, but we hear him, and it's a jump scare. James
James
Corden
Corden.
comes onto the scene.
I put James Corden's sad face.
Listen, I personally, Parker Griffin is the biggest bully. I'm a bully of a lot of celebrities. James Corden is on the list. And I don't want to say I give him the pass in this movie, but I don't necessarily hate him in this movie.
Because you
And
can't see him.
yeah, he's animated and like his character's funny and Mr. Dinkles is funny. So
Mhm.
I just kind of let it slide. So I will never let this movie be taken down because James Corden's in it.
Period.
Period. There you
I mean,
go.
Justin Timberlake's also in it and kind of jump scared there too. But anyways,
But he sounds really good.
Yeah.
they all sound good, and
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Also, Cooper.
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 If anyone doesn't know, I have a dog named Cooper. So every time the character pops up, I always just get like a little.
Yeah. Okay, so Princess Poppy she's getting crowned as like queen, right? Or it's her birthday. It's her birthday.
No,
She's
it's
having a
20
party.
years. Did you watch this movie, Maddie?
Yeah, Maddie and Tati both did not watch
No,
this movie.
but they're having a party.
Yes,
they're
because
having a
it's
party.
the 20 year where they escaped the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Birkins.
Oh, yeah.
Come
the
on, Maddie.
loudest, the craziest, the biggest, the loudest, the craziest party ever.
Yeah, but Branch, Justin Timberlake, he is a troll who doesn't have much color to him. He's kind of gray and like a little bit sad looking, and he's like
And
the
he doesn't
cynical
sing.
one, and he doesn't sing.
Very important.
But we don't know why yet.
Yeah,
he
no,
doesn't sing. But he's like, they're like, we're gonna throw a party, and he's like, you guys, we have to be quiet. The trolls. He's like a doomsday prepper, but like in this case, he was right. You know, so he's like, we got to be careful. The Bergens are still out there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. But I said, because Poppy made like a really cute little scrapbook invite. And
She
I was like,
did.
if someone put that much time to make me a little scrapbook invite, I wouldn't be that rude.
But if someone
Let's
gave
say-
me an invite that squirted glitter in my eyes, I'd be mad.
Yeah, okay. That's true. But also too, when he was like going through the Bergens are coming through all of the sequences, and then there's the one with the funeral, and then the clown pops out of the
Yes,
coffin.
well, because he keeps flipping the cake in every sequence,
Yes,
and
because
then
someone's getting married, someone has a birthday, and then it's the
Yes.
funeral.
And I actually wrote down like I think one of the funniest things about Trolls and like the way that Trolls does humor is the comedy sequences are like, I feel like in most movies, it's like usually a sequence is like 3 to 4 beats of like boom, boom, boom joke.
Mhm.
But in Trolls, it's like 7 or 8.
It goes
It's like da,
further.
da, 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 joke.
It like hits the nail on the head, like almost to the point where you're like, this is too much, but it's not because it's Trolls and it's so funny because they
It's
do it
camp.
so right.
And because it's so detailed, like
Yes.
every little thing that
Yes.
they do has so much detail nestled into it that it's hilarious.
I know. I really want to. Mike Mitchell, is that the name of the director? I think so.
Maddie knows.
Sorry.
Maddie always knows.
I like the people who created this movie, like slay, because they were putting their whole like.
well, they did it from like a kid's POV, but like also the adult POV of like watching it
Mhm.
is hilarious. That's a movie made for kids for adults to watch.
correct.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Trolls. Look at that.
Whoa.
Mike Mitchell was directed by Mike Mitchell and co-directed by Walt Dorn. Slay.
Wow.
Look at that.
Thank you for the
Screenplay,
insert.
Jonathan
The
Abel
podcast,
and
please.
Glenn something. Well, they ate. They
Yeah,
really did.
Good job, you guys.
And the Bergens, creatures who eat trolls to be happy. Wow, 2016.
Which also I think it's important to like interject like culturally what was happening at the time in 2016. Like, you know, life was kind of good. Like it was pre, you know, a certain orange person coming into our
Yeah.
lives, and like it was kind
Things
of the
were
end
kind
of
of
an
happy.
era.
Yeah.
So like this movie kind of like capitalizes on like
Yeah.
the joy of all of our
We were
lives.
only barely 20 years old.
Yeah, we were
young then.
younglings. I want to, before we get too far ahead, the Trolls like world that they were living in, and like their little houses and everything, their little village
Mhm.
is literally like if there's any cinematic universe I want to live in, it is in the Trolls world because everything looks so soft, everything looks
'Cause
so
it's all made of
comfy.
felt.
I just want to lay down and like
Mhm.
have a good time and like sing and twirl and like literally it's my girly girl fantasy and I just want to
Yeah.
it's everything I've ever wanted.
Okay, so they're
And
throwing
they
up.
have healthcare. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I'm sure
They
they
have
do.
universal healthcare and like universal housing. They're living
Period.
the dream.
They are.
In felt houses.
So, anyways, they're throwing a party and it's loud and there's fireworks in the shape of Princess Poppy. And Christine Baranski is out there doing her little troll Bergen thing, I mean, and she sees these fireworks. She's like, "What's going on there? Must be the
Because
trolls."
Christine Baranski was exiled because the trolls all escaped and no
Yes.
one got to eat trolls on Trollsis in Bergentown.
And she was blamed for it.
and she
took
made
the
it her
fall.
ultimate mission to find the trolls.
I will find the trolls.
And so she hears the fireworks and she's like, "Oh, look at the fireworks." And then she sees Poppy. If I was at Universal Studios and a Poppy firework popped up like during their fireworks show, I'd probably cry. It's so cute.
It is really
And then
cute.
she's like, "I found the trolls."
Yes. So then she's on the hunt. She's coming and
And she puts them all in her little fanny pack.
yeah, she ruins the party and she puts them all. She gets some and she puts them in her little fanny pack.
Yes.
She kidnaps them.
And then it's another action sequence.
I put um to go on about my Trolls is just Moulin Rouge for kids. Trolls is also Lord of the Rings for kids.
Is it? I've never
It's giving Lord of
seen
the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, because they're going on a quest.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's giving quest vibes.
You've both seen Lord of the Rings. I have.
Parker's seen Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, but Parker has
I've
not.
seen Lord of the Rings, but I have not seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you a single thing about Lord of
I've
the
read
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
I know there's a ring involved and Gollum
Period.
and an eyeball. I
Anyways, my
saw.
friends literally hate me. So,
So-
go ahead.
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack. So yeah, some of the trolls get taken away by Christine Baranski.
And then
It's
Poppy
really sad.
goes and finds Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Justin Timberlake, you'll never believe what didn't just happen." And he's like, "Actually, I would believe because I did tell you."
Yeah. He's like, I was right.
Which also, right before that sequence, we see that Branch is in his little lair.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
he's really sad because he's looking at the invitation he got from Poppy and he's like really wishing he was there, but is a cynic. So he's like he's going with some internal struggles. And we see that he's been invited to every single party that Poppy has thrown. He's had an invitation for all of them and has never gone.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really sad.
Yeah,
about
but
it.
it's probably a good thing he didn't go to this one because then he
Yeah.
wasn't taken.
He might be in a fanny pack if he would have
Yeah.
gone.
Aren't we
And-
all just really in a fanny pack in our own ways?
Which all the trolls that got taken, Cooper
James
was taken,
Corden,
James Corden was taken,
Mr.
Mr. Dinkles, which
Um,
is Mr. Corden's little pet that's just goes
It's so
pew
cute.
the
yeah.
whole time.
Also, the girls with the connected hair. That's
Yes.
Oh
us.
yes, yeah, that is
That's
us.
us.
The disco balls. They're like disco
Oh,
balls throughout the movie.
And
Guy
Russell
Diamond.
Brand.
Oh, Russell Brand, Creek.
Creek.
Oh, is
Creek.
that the yoga guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
Who Poppy has a crush on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's like, I have to go get my friends.
And it's funny because every time he's mentioned around
Creek.
Justin Timberlake, he always Justin Timberlake's Branch rolls his eyes. He's always like, ugh, not that guy.
Peppy.
Is that did we get it on
is
the
it
board?
King Peppy?
I was
King
right.
Peppy.
You guys, this episode's over. Bye now. I'm leaving.
I was right. It is Peppy.
Ugh.
Icona Pop.
Aw.
Oh, wait, that's a person. And Satin and Chanel. Fashionista trolls. That's us.
Oh, we're the fashionista trolls.
Yeah.
Put in the comment what troll you think you are.
Glozell is in this?
Glozell?
As Grandma Rosie Puff? Oh, Branch's grandma. Oh, anyways, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
So moving on. So my favorite line in that sequence when Poppy was like, "So here's the thing, you were right, JT. I'm so sorry." And then he goes, "Well, why don't you just try scrapbooking them to freedom?" I was like, "That's mean. You have been keeping all of her scrapbooked invitations, and now you're
Mhm.
here insulting Poppy."
It's kind of rude.
He read it all down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He read her down.
And then she's like, "Oh, you have all of these supplies in here? Okay, well, I'm going to bring the whole entire troll town to live in your little house. And if this was me, if I was JT and all the trolls came into my house to drink my stuff that I've been saving in case, I'd be very mad."
I know. Because he has all these supplies saved because he's a doomsday prepper and he
Mhm.
was right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also he mentions, I think this is important to Poppy's character arc in the film, is that Branch always is telling Poppy that he's questioning her role as queen
Yeah.
Mhm.
and her ability to make like important decisions as a leader.
Yeah.
And like I think that's important for almost said Tatis, poppies.
It's honestly important for me.
That was like a Freudian slip there. Oh my
To be
god.
Sorry, got the last one.
It's actually took the last one. We looked it up.
Well, yes. So it's Branch's questioning Poppy's ability to
Yeah,
be
because
a
she's-
leader.
Because she's so like silly and fun. But you can be silly and fun and slay, but also be a leader.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at me.
And she has and Poppy unfortunately lacks the ability to make a decision.
Who does?
Poppy. She
Yeah.
lacks the ability to make a decision where that, she can't see the ends justify the means.
Maddie's mad at what I just said.
No, I was about to say something else. I was like,
Yeah.
it's okay. Anyways.
So, moving on. Enough bullying me now. We
I
were
love
bullying
you
Parker
so
at the beginning
much.
of this episode, and now we're bullying me.
We'll move on to you
Um,
eventually.
So, she goes, so she's off to find her friends, and then she
See
sings
the
this
wizard.
really cute song that was me disassociating.
Get back up again?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of these things are happening to her. She's being swallowed by flowers. She's
Mhm.
being like spider webs, all the stuff.
Mhm.
And she at that just like, get back up again.
She gets not Veruca Salt. No, Veruca Salt? Which Violet Beauregarded when she blows up and then she rolls. Yeah, Parker, you have anything to say about that? I know you love that song.
I love that song. Well, I love so many things about that song.
Okay, tell
I mean,
us.
the animation is so colorful.
Mhm.
It's so like you see so many different like this like a very big world building song in regards to like
Mhm.
everywhere outside of like Bergentown, which we've already seen, and the Troll Village, which we've already seen. It's like all the in between. And it's so colorful. It's so vibrant. It's so like I think this movie does a really good job at not only using color, but using texture
Yes.
Mhm.
and like different shapes and different designs. And we see a lot of different creatures that exist in the universe.
Mhm.
I also love that Poppy's hair, like the troll's hair, like acts as like a superpower where it can
Yes.
change color, it can change shape, it can be a lasso, a whip, it can be stairs, it can be anything you want it to be. So
It's fierce.
let's see. Did I write? Oh, I just love the sequencing of everything, like the
Mhm.
like the comedic bits, when she's swallowed by that big old animal, and then she like pops out of it, uses her hair and like flings herself out.
When she's laid as an egg.
Oh
And that is
yes.
so funny.
It's so cute.
Also, her
Someone-
vocals, like
I
that song
know.
is high.
I know. Anna Kendrick is singing for the girls.
Yeah, that girl clocked in.
She's like, don't you ever forget that I was a Broadway baby.
Yeah.
She's like, don't you ever forget that I was in the movie Camp, okay?
Oh, which is camp.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on that one.
Oh my
That would be
God.
so funny.
I'm
Okay,
ready-
stay
write
tuned.
that down.
Stay tuned. Stay
I lost my
tuned.
pen. Write it down. Anyways.
Anyway, sorry. We're already planning our next one.
Yeah.
So that happens. And then then she's like in the spiders whole thing, and then JT comes and saves the day.
Branch saves
yeah,
the
she
day.
passes out.
Yeah.
She could not get back up again.
No, that girl is
She
laying
down bad.
Mhm.
And then Justin Timberlake comes to the rescue, saves her. She's like, and my favorite line is that she's like, right on time. And then he's like, what do you mean? She's like, after the third hug time, I figured you would have decided that almost dying would probably be a better alternative than
Then hugging. That's
every
me.
hour.
That is
us,
Maddie.
LOL.
Yeah.
And then
That's
when
so
he's like,
cute.
and then I love when she says, he says, well, we were both right. And she's like,
You okay?
And then she just moves about her time. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's me.
Yeah.
She's like, well, we're both right. And she's like, yeah, okay.
That's me and Parker when we argue. We're both right and wrong in our own
We're
ways.
like, yeah, okay.
But don't do it again. LOL. Anyways, and then Poppy's like singing to pass the time, and he's like, "Hey, stop your singing! Stop your singing there! I would prefer the sound of silence." And what does she do? She sings the sound of silence.
And then we also see that they're on their little journey, and Branch is saying to her, he's like, so what's the plan? And she's like, well, duh, we're going to go save them, and that's what we're going to go do.
Mhm.
And he's like, girl, that's a wish list, not a plan.
Yeah.
We need a plan. And then we see Poppy start scrapbooking once again.
Yes.
Which I just have to say, the scrapbooking is one of like, as a narrative device, so funny
Mhm.
because it's like in the beginning we see it like inner like trickled throughout the movie, and like it feels like one of those old Disney movies where it's like the storybook is opening and we see
that's
the
cute.
it very much feels like a storybook while it's simultaneously like Poppy's internal monologue of like what she's feeling and experiencing while she's simultaneously literally making the scrapbook.
Yeah.
It is so
like
layered and
meta.
nuanced. It is
Yeah.
so hilarious.
It's really good.
Like I'm sorry, literally no movie could ever do that. No Oscar winning film has ever been able to layer that many levels of nuance.
No, it's true.
Fight me on that. Okay.
Yeah. Was Trolls nominated for like best animation or anything? I'd probably not, but
I guess we'll have to figure that one out later.
Yeah.
I think it should be. I think it should have won Best Picture.
Oh, period.
Oh.
But who am I
Call
to
the
say?
Academy.
Slay. Where are we?
So then, well, I wish I could scrapbook this fast because I don't know if any of the viewers or listeners ever had to make that like Washington D.C. scrapbook. Did you ever go to Washington? Sorry, sidebar.
I did go on that trip, but I don't remember
We had to
having
make a scrapbook.
A
And
scrapbook.
a scrapbook, and it took me literal months. And that's all. I just wish I could scrapbook as fast as Poppy.
I feel like scrapbooking is a dying art form.
Yeah, that's why Shutterfly exists. You know?
Shutterfly?
Yeah, like where you just put the pictures and you make the whole thing.
Oh.
Sponsor us, I guess.
Oh, here's your awards, Parker.
Oh.
Academy Best Original Song. Thank God it has an Oscar.
Wow.
Wow. Honestly, they got some
They're kind of
awards, honey.
stacked.
They ate Golden Globe. Best Original
As they
Song.
deserve.
What song is it? Is it? It's a good
It's
scene
probably
when
I
you-
Got
when
This
you
Feeling.
dance,
Yeah.
dance.
Inside my bones.
Her.
Which we'll get to that song.
So then they go to this well they fall asleep and then they wake up the next morning and they're at like the tunnels
Mhm.
and then there's enters the weird cloud character.
I love the cloud guy.
He is
He's
so
so
funny because
kooky.
I've seen this movie probably 10 to 15 times.
Uh-huh.
I've never figured out I have not figured him out yet.
No.
Because he just is so wacky docky and
Mhm.
random.
And his socks. Also, when he rains, is that him like
PA.
peeing?
I
'Cause
think
the
so.
way
He's, he's scared.
He's like, it's so silly. I love him.
And then when he's like, because they're trying to figure out which tunnel to go to, because there's a myriad of tunnels, and they're like, which one do we have to go to get to Bergentown?
Mhm.
And he knows the answer, but he's like, well, you have to give me a high five
yeah.
first. And Branch, being the little sourpuss that he is like, I ain't gonna give you a high five, you
Mhm.
weird cloud that wears socks with no shoes.
Uh-huh.
And so he's like, come on, give me a high five, give me a high five. And he's like, that's too easy. You can give me a fist bump.
Mhm.
And then the comedic sequencing of, you know, he does a fist bump and there's like turkey, jellyfish, da, 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 it goes on forever. And it's so funny.
And he also
So
says
good.
the insane line, a little slappy make daddy happy.
I screamed. A little slappy make daddy happy.
What is this cloud saying?
I don't know, but I was
The
a little
cloud
bit
is the most
scared.
insane character in this film.
I love
And
it.
then, you know, Branch gets real annoyed and then starts chasing this cloud. And then the cloud just, you know, runs through the tunnel and goes leads them right to where they need to go.
Mhm.
And then he's like, well, here you are. So I'm going to leave now. Bye.
He like
Bye.
disappears slowly.
But he also, I think it's funny because this movie came out in 2016.
Mhm.
And there's a trend, not a trend on TikTok, but it's something that we all do where it's like, like we just make that sound. He did that in the movie. He like is walking away, like, da da da, which that was in 2016. So that was before. So he created the trend of like
Wow.
being like, la la la. So if anyone ever does that, it's actually from Trolls. So get your facts straight.
Period. But then we're in Bergentown again, and we get another like of the like. It's not the dun-
I couldn't
Oh,
really
it's-
tell what they were saying, so I just wrote singing a song about mucus.
No,
question
it's like
mark?
we got sunshine and a dun, 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 dun. It's that song. And
I just heard mucus. Do they
I
sing?
don't think they said
They're
mucus.
they're singing about being miserable.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's that
And how
song.
they
It's
hate
like
their
I
lives.
got sunshine and a. It was in Glee. The song was in Glee. But the guy digging his own grave, me.
Yeah, it's very clear that they are all hating their lives.
Yeah, because it's been 20 years since they've had happiness eating a troll.
Which
But-
also, I think it's so fun that Poppy's like 21. I think that's so fun that like the main character of a movie, like as a
Like
princess,
older.
is like not a child.
Yeah.
Like they're a
She's an
little bit
adult.
more of a younger adult. So it's like, you know, it's more like fun, silly, fun vibes.
She
Yeah.
can drink.
Yeah,
girl can get-
that girl
she
can
can
get
get
liquored up.
wasted.
And I hope she does. She had quite an adventure.
Also, I think Branch is a little bit older, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, it's kinda
Ooh.
giving
He's
like-
like giving mid-20s.
Oh, wow.
He's like us.
We're Branch and the little youngins are Poppy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Young and full of life. And we're over here
We're like oh.
mid-20s, like mid to late 20s.
Yeah, we see
Hello.
Bergentown being real dull, real.
Mhm.
It kind of gives like booger color. Like everything is kind
That's
of
why I
looks like
thought they
boogers.
were singing a song about mucus.
Well, I mean, they kind of look like the Mucinex characters.
Yes,
They
and that
do.
was getting big muciness. Okay. Hello. Yeah, vibes.
You Muki Neeks.
Yeah. So the trolls that have been taken are in Bergentown, and Poppy and Branch make it to Bergentown, and they're like, okay, we got to go save our friends. And then we go to Christine Baranski, who has a scullery maid named Bridget, and they're like, she's like getting back on like the king's good graces because she's like, guess what? I found trolls. I'm gonna give it to your son, the prince, who's
No,
never.
the king is not around anymore. The prince is now the king.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Sorry, king. Bye, dad. Hi, dad.
Wait.
Yeah, no,
The king isn't
king's
there because the
passed.
prince has now become the king.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because he's lived his whole life without ever having a troll.
and he's so sad.
He's like, my life is miserable.
Wow, poor thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, slay.
So then Martha May Huvier is what I'm just going to keep referring to her as.
Mhm.
She is now back and she is like, I have trolls for the king, and puts the yoga troll in a taco to eat.
Yes, Creek is put in a taco,
Yeah.
which threw me off because the whole time I thought that trolls would taste sweet.
Oh,
Right?
you think it's savory?
No. Well, I mean, I was thinking that they must taste like cupcakes, but then the troll was put in a taco,
Okay.
and I was like, it threw me for a loop. So I need to know, what do trolls taste like?
Maddie's giving big Bergen energy right
Yeah.
now.
I don't want to
Maddie.
eat them. I just want to know because I'm confused. I just need to.
I
figure
see where
it
you're
out.
coming from. Yeah,
Right?
I'm thinking sweet. Like I'd put them on top of ice cream, like a little cherry on top.
She's
of
giving
troll.
Bergen.
The girls are giving Bergen, and I'm a troll, so I feel threatened in this space.
We're like,
this is not a safe space for me, a troll. So everyone on this podcast that is listening, know that these girls are gonna.
No. All I'm saying is that a little troll on top would be so delicious.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just want
okay.
to know. I just
And
want to
then-
know.
Oh, and then you know how they glitter? You could put the glitter as like sprinkles on a little troll sundae. Yum.
Well, having seen this movie a million times, there is a cookbook thing that you can see a couple recipes that she flips through because she's
Mhm.
trying to figure out what to bake the trolls as.
Yeah.
And there's troll sushi, there's a troll casserole, there's a troll fruit cake. Also, we see Creek become a taco. So I guess trolls are very versatile in flavor.
Maybe they're like, they're like one of those things where it's like they taste like whatever. Maybe they change.
Ooh.
Maybe each troll is a different flavor.
Maybe each trolls a different flavor.
So I guess Creek is like on a little bit more like a chorizo side.
Yeah, well, and Creek is
Delicious.
like he's like the yogi one.
Yeah.
He's like, so maybe he's like mellow, healthy vibes.
Ooh,
Okay.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Maybe
like a
He's
little.
giving
hit
like
of
fish
a
taco vibes.
Oh,
I was gonna say that, but I
yeah.
was like, is that weird to say?
No.
Creek.
Creek,
Creek.
fish, salmon, creek fish, swim. We figured it out. DreamWorks, you should hire us because we already know. So he becomes a taco
Yeah.
and then gets eaten by Mr. Little Prince.
But then he
Mhm.
spits it out.
Okay, you're
Mm,
jumping
we
ahead.
Jumping
Oh, sorry.
ahead, Tatiana.
Spoiler alert. Jesus.
Okay, take it away, Maddie.
So
Sorry.
he gets eaten
Yes.
by.
Yes. So he's eaten, and then we flash to Bridget.
Yes.
We get
And we
introduced
see
to
that Tati
Bridget.
and Branch saw Creek get
Tati.
eaten. Sorry, I keep doing that. Poppy and Branch. Tati's in this movie, apparently. Poppy and Branch saw Creek get eaten. So they're like,
Oh,
oh
yes.
no. Oh no.
Yeah.
What are we about to do?
Mhm.
And then the trolls get taken. Bridget takes the trolls downstairs
Oh,
to her
yeah.
little, her quarters. And then, we see all the dishes get dumped on Miss Bridget and she's not having a good time.
Zoe Deschanel is going through it.
Yeah, and then it becomes the Cinderella story.
It does become a Cinderella story.
And you know how much this podcast loves a good Cinderella story here. Go listen to our first Cinderella episode.
My
But it
bad.
literally becomes you're
I'm
wearing,
wearing
a
a Cinderella shirt.
Oh, we
It's
love
possible.
Cinderella.
This is a Brandy one, obvi.
Oh, yeah.
But Slay. One of my other favorite movies. Anyways.
But yes, then we've spent this whole entire movie in this like different poppy JT world, and now we're in Cinderella starring Zoe Deschanel.
Mhm.
So
Where we see she's fantasizing about her
Yes.
love. for
She's
the
a lowly
king.
scullery maid, but she has a crush on the king. She thinks
What's
he's
his name?
hot.
Mr. Bergen Boy.
Yeah.
Bergen Boy.
Yeah. She has a crush.
She has a crush, and she has a whole shrine dedicated to him.
And then Poppy's like, girl, what is all this? And she's
Yeah.
like, nothing, that's not mine.
And
then
she sings
pulls back a
hello.
picture.
Which is, I have to comment on the fact that like her Zoe Deschanel's like voice over voice sounds so different than her like natural speaking
Mhm.
voice.
Mhm.
But then she starts singing, and it's almost a jump scare because it sounds so much like Zoe
Yeah.
Deschanel.
You're like, who's
singing.
that girl?
Yeah. It's Zoe Deschanel, but
Mhm.
like literally, so I was like, oh, We didn't even try to hide that it was her singing.
Yeah. So she has a crush, but she's like really sad because she feels that she will never be loved by the king. Right?
Mhm.
She's like, no, he doesn't see me. I'm just a lowly scullery maid. And then they like help her, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because they try to set the trolls free, and then Bridget's like, you can't go. Like,
yeah.
I have to like
Be happy.
we have to be happy.
Yeah.
And then Poppy comes in and she's like, well, happiness is inside of all of us. We all can be happy. And then she's like, well, you should go on a date with the king. We'll help you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, let us go and we'll help you get a date with the king and we'll help you get what you want.
Mhm.
And she's like, but I can't. I'm just a scullery maid.
I'm nothing but a
And
little
she's like,
scullery
hello?
maid.
Is it me you're looking for? She
Yeah.
keeps referring back to that song and it's so funny.
It's so funny.
And they're like, girl, we'll give you a new outfit, a jumpsuit. We'll give you a new wig. Girl, we're going to get you
Which
laid
the
down.
I said I
Yossification.
live for a makeover sequence.
Yeah.
And they start that little like, da-da-da-da-da, like
Something
start a
about
song.
your insecurities.
And then Bridget immediately stops the song. She's like, hey, why isn't that one singing? And points at Branch.
Yeah.
To which then leads to the most iconic line in
Most
the film.
iconic line that
TikTok.
we quote on the regular.
Singing killed my grandma.
Because they are grilling Branch.
They're like,
why aren't
"Why
you
don't
going to
you
sing?
sing?"
Why aren't you going to sing? Why aren't you going to sing? And he
Singing
gets
killed
to
my
the point.
grandma.
Singing
Which
killed my
is
grandma.
something that we as a group of friends say so often with
Yeah.
no context whatsoever. We'll just be driving the car and we'll just go singing
Singing
killed
killed
my
my
grandma.
Or we'll just send each other like voice messages. Singing to my grandma.
It's so random.
It's so random.
And we see the whole sequence of Branch's past,
Mhm.
where he was with his grandma and he was singing a beautiful tune. Total Eclipse of the Heart is what he was
Yes.
singing. And beautifully, might I add.
Mhm.
And just jamming out. He couldn't hear a Bergen was coming up behind him. And his grandma tried to warn him and she pushed him out of the way. And she got snatched up by the Bergen.
And she got eaten.
And she got eaten.
And it's really sad.
and then you see Branch loses all his color.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's why he
really
doesn't
sad.
sing because he experienced trauma.
And then Poppy says one of the funniest things of the whole movie that I
I wrote
cackled
this
out
down
loud.
too.
She goes, "I'm so sorry, Branch. I just assumed you have a terrible voice."
And then I love that his response is, oh no, I had a voice like an angel.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't get it twisted. You bitches wish." So
I'm the most
funny.
talented one around here.
Oh my gosh, I live.
And then we see that Branch experiences his first hug because Poppy gives
Yeah.
him a hug and he's like, why are you hugging me? She's like, I just think you could use it. And then all of the other trolls give him a hug and we see like Branch's walls start to come down
Mhm.
where he's starting to experience a little bit more happiness in
It's
his
very
life.
beautiful. It's very beautiful. And then we're introduced to Lady Glitter Sparkles.
Lady Glitter Sparkles with
Yeah.
a rainbow wig, aka
Gay
Pride.
rights.
Hi, gay pride.
Yes.
Christine Baranski said, gay rights.
Chris-
Because remember that
Gay
video of
rights.
Variety?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Lady Glitter Sparkles, it's truly giving drag.
It's giving RuPaul's Drag Race season literal 27.
Yeah, it
Lady
is.
Glitter Sparkles is the winner. Lady Camden, step aside.
Oh, period.
I love Lady Camden.
I know.
Okay, so then she's like, okay, we're gonna go on a date. And I literally put Lady Glitter Sparkles said gay rights. Oh well.
And they
that's
played
funny.
I'm Coming Out, which I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all really said gay rights.
Mhm, it's giving.
It's giving hi gay.
Yeah.
Hi gay.
And she goes on a date to the roller rink with the king.
Mhm. And the pizzeria.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
way she eats this pizza,
Oh yeah.
like I'm kind of scared.
And
Yeah.
he's like kind of down. He's like, oh.
He's like, that was kind of hot.
And they're both feeling like kind of they're like feeling a little happy, but they're
Yeah.
like, we both can't be happy. We've never had a troll in our life.
Yeah,
And
they're
they start roller
confused.
skating.
Mhm.
And it let one of the reasons why
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie is iconic
Mhm.
is because they're roller skating to an Ariana Grande
Yes!
original song for this film. And this song
I
goes
love it.
off.
Yeah.
Like the song goes off
It's
and
so
it
good.
hits and bangs and bops. So
Oh, it hits and bangs and bops.
I love Ariana Grande, and literally, I just thought of that TikTok sound. That's Ariana. What are you doing here?
Mhm. Yes.
I
The
literally
Nicki
said it
Minaj.
out loud as I
Yes.
was watching the movie. I
Aw.
love it so much.
Also, I don't know when he says this, but I screamed. Cooper says, I think I had a sarcasm once.
I
Do you guys
know.
remember
Yes,
that?
I do.
I screamed.
Because Branch is constantly being sarcastic, and Poppy's like, "Why are you being like that?" And he's like, "It's sarcasm. Haven't you ever heard of it?" And then Cooper's like, "I think I've had sarcasm once."
I was like, oh my God.
I'm like,
Oh my God. And then also in the midst of this, there's a scene where Branch talks about love. Oh, because
Oh,
they're
yes.
doing like a he's talking to her because it's on her head because the trolls make up her hair.
yeah,
Right? Lady Glitter
they're giving
Sparkle's
wig.
hair. Their magical hair like grows into the rainbow beautiful wig that she's wearing, and they're up there giving her like advice. They're me when I'm texting a boy and I need you guys' help. And they're like filling in on what she has to say, and she's kind of flopping because she's getting confused because so many people are talking and they're like talking amongst each other. But then Branch actually takes it away.
Yes.
And he talks about love, and it's so beautiful, and Poppy's like,
And then he says something about a smile, and then like how he loves the smile, like obviously narrating to Bridget, loves your smile, but says that and looks at Poppy.
Oh.
It
A
is
love
like
story.
one of the most like, it's so heartwarming. Like actually,
Yeah.
it's giving like love story. We were both young when I first saw you live.
Come on, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, duh. Anyways,
So then
Ariana Grande.
they're leaving. So they roller skate to Ariana Grande. We have that like iconic sequence. I want to roller skate to
oh
Ariana
yeah,
Grande.
and then she's like, she leaves.
And leaves
Mhm.
her roller
Leaves her
skate.
roller skate on the stair because Christine Baranski
Yeah,
pops
Christine
up.
Baranski showed up and she's like, Bridget, you're a scullery maid. Go be a scullery maid, right?
No, because she's like, she doesn't ever realize
oh,
that
she
it's
doesn't
her.
realize it.
She just is like,
I forgot.
She's like, Mr. King, you got things to do, honey.
Yeah.
And then Miss Bridget just kind of exits because she's like, doesn't want to get caught. So she's
Mhm.
like, she's going to be the plus one at
Mhm.
the Trollstice, which is drama because she's supposed to be working.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so she dips, leaves her roller skate on the stair, Cinderella's story.
Mhm.
We see her run away. She goes back to her quarters.
Mhm.
She's like, oh my God, that was the best day ever.
And I love that she says to the troll, she's like, "Thank you, everybody." And then who does she say it to? She's like, "Even you, I guess."
to Branch.
To Branch, she's like, "Thank you, everyone," and also you, I guess, which reminded me of us.
Yeah, you, I guess.
And then she goes like, I'm so
Yes.
excited. She's like, I'm so happy I could scream. But then she goes like,
Yeah,
like
she's
she screams and was like, wait, it's so funny.
It's so good. Aw.
Um,
Oh, and then we get to the trollstice celebration,
Mhm.
right?
Well, there's a whole, you skipped a whole middle section,
okay, well,
mama.
Parker, keep going.
Okay, so then the trolls are like, girl, I'm happy you went on this date.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy it went well. You clearly got it going for you. Time for us to go.
Mhm.
And they said, but we gotta have, Poppy is dead set on like, we have to go see if Creek is alive. And
Oh,
Branch
yeah,
and
because
all
she
the
has
other
a crush
trolls.
on Creek.
Yeah, she has a crush on Creek. And also Poppy's like, can't understand the idea of like ends justify the means. Like sometimes you have to take the L
Mhm.
Yeah.
and just like for the betterment of everyone else, you have to just be okay
Yeah.
and like move on. And so she's like, we have to go see if Creek's okay. And everyone's like, girl, no ma'am.
Mhm.
And so then they said, we're gonna dip. And then they tried to I forgot because you guys, we skipped a whole section. I'm sorry. When they're at the pizzeria on the date,
Uh-huh.
Mr. King, whatever his name is,
Oh,
shows
yes.
Bridget, he's like, see, we can have true happiness. Look, and then he shows that he
Oh, and it's
kept
Creek.
Creek in his little like pendant. And Creek's alive. And they all found out that Creek's alive. So then they're like, we're gonna go save Creek. And so then they're going to save Creek. They go get the pendant. Everything is fine. They're on a little journey. La 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 la. Then they're on the little roller skate, escaping the kingdom. They escape, and then they get caught. They get caught, which also in the escape sequence we see Guy Diamond, which also we haven't talked about, but Guy Diamond speaks in auto tune.
Oh,
Like his whole
yeah.
voice is like,
Funny.
"Ew," like his voice is so silly. But when they're escaping, his little butt, he puts it on the roller skate when they're rolling away,
Oh, yeah.
and his butt like shoots glitter,
Yes.
and then his butt looks like a polished.
It's
like,
polished.
It's so funny. But then they escape, they get caught,
Mhm.
rip, and then they get put in a cage.
Yeah.
And they're all trapped. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then
They're
what
gonna get
happened?
eaten.
Creek sold
Oh,
them
yes, he's a
Sold them
traitor.
out. Russell Brand sold them out.
betrayed me.
because
Yeah.
we see a little flashback. He said, "I will do anything for you to let me live." And so they said, "Okay, if you want to live, tell us where all the other trolls are." And he takes Poppy's her little bell,
Cowbell.
and then they return to where all the other trolls are
Mhm.
hiding in Branch's little cavern. And then he rings the cowbell to make them think that Poppy's back and everything's
Mhm.
safe. And then what do? He sold them all out. All the trolls got captured. All the trolls got brought to Bergentown. Everyone's captured. All is not well in
No.
Trolls Village.
No, and they're all put into this pot, and Christine's about to cook them up.
And then we are all captured. It's Trollstice evening.
It is.
And now we're all
Trollstice has
caught up.
arrived.
Sorry, we kind of skipped a whole middle,
Yeah.
important middle section.
Thank you for filling us in.
Of course,
Parker.
I just remembered. I was like, wait a minute, we're
Uh,
missing a whole lot.
Yeah, I think
So,
we
all
got
the
so
trolls are
lost in
trapped.
the drama of the movie. We were like, and forgot to take notes.
It's just Ariana Grande being during
It
roller
was
skates
Ariana
took me
Grande.
out.
Yeah.
It took me out.
And then Creek said the line, I wrote this down where he said, I have to live with this for the rest of my life.
Oh.
At least you get to die. Which I'm like, that's insanity
It's
that he
so
said
funny. It's so funny. That's another joke.
that. So
that's
yeah,
like
all
for
the trolls are
parents.
trapped now.
And then they're like, Poppy, this looks bad, Miss Princess.
And
Miss
she's
Oh,
like,
Queen.
yeah.
duh.
And so they're in the pot, and Poppy's like, it's
She's
over.
lost all hope.
And she loses her color.
And she'd be sarcastic for the first time. And everyone's like, are you being sarcastic?
Yeah, they're
And she's like,
gagged.
yes.
Yeah.
So you see her character kind of,
She's very sad, and she loses her color, and she becomes gray, like Branch.
And then
Mhm.
all of them become gray.
all of them become gray because their leader went gray, and they like she's the one who kept up hope for all of them,
It's so
Mhm.
sad.
and it's really sad. And then is it
Yes.
the thing? She's like looking at, she's like sad, it's sad vibes, and then her like little hug beep, like stand up Apple Watch for hug time goes like ding, and then no one hugs, and then
Mhm.
Branch is that's when he
Well, it kind of starts before the song starts.
starts before.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
because everyone turns gray because Poppy turns gray first because she loses hope.
Mhm.
And then because Poppy's the leader, everyone around her loses color, like you guys said.
Mhm.
And then we like Branch sees everyone around him looking like him.
Mhm.
And he's like, this is what, like, this melancholy that I've been living in, now everyone feels. And like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And then
Mhm.
Branch breaks out in song and starts singing, which this moment in the movie makes me literally like shed a tear.
No, it's true.
every
I've
time.
seen Parker cry at this
It's
part.
so beautiful. He
Mhm.
starts singing True Colors,
Oh, it's
which
so
is such a beautiful song just in general, but like and his voice sounds like
sounds-
pristine.
Yeah.
And there's something about like characters in any movie like that can't sing
Uh-huh.
and then start singing at like a very critical point where it just
Emotional part.
really breaks your heart.
Yeah.
And he starts singing True Colors
Ugh.
to Poppy, and then she like hears him singing, and then the hug notification,
Yeah.
Apple Watch, ding ding, time to stand up,
Time to stand up.
goes
Yeah.
off, and she looks at him and she's like, no.
Yeah.
And then so then Branch keeps singing to her, and then like I think I wrote down there's a line in the song where the lyric is I love you.
Yeah.
And then he like says it directly to her, and then they like kind of start dancing, and then you see the color like come from her feet back up into her body,
Mhm.
and then they start dancing together, the color in her like carries through the color in everyone else, and then everyone else starts like
It's really
feeling happy
beautiful.
again, and then you see the color come back into Branch.
Which we've never seen him with color before,
know,
except for
he's-
when he was a kid. It's very beautiful, and and everybody is happy again.
And then the lyric is True Colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
And then
Gay.
they're gay.
Hi, gay.
And they're truly a rainbow in this little pot.
And everyone's like everyone's back to themselves.
Yeah.
So hope is found once again.
Hope is restored.
Hope is restored after Branch sings with his beautiful voice that we thought he was tone deaf, but he's actually not.
No, he's actually Justin Timberlake and sings beautifully.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then does Zoe Deschanel come back in and is like, I'm gonna set you free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we find out Branch says to Poppy, he's like, because it's a kind of a reoccurring like line throughout the movie where they're like, happiness is inside of all of us. Sometimes you just need someone to help you find it.
Mhm.
But I think Poppy says that to Branch first because Branch is like, I'm not trying to be happy, girl. I'm just gonna be me and just be a
Mhm.
little cynic and a little sourpuss. And
Mhm.
she's like, well, you just sometimes you need someone to help you be happy.
Mhm.
And then Branch says it back to her where he's like, happiness is inside of all of us. Sometimes you need someone to help you find it.
Mhm.
AKA at Poppy. And then
Mhm.
Bridget, is wheeling the pot towards the Trollstice
Mhm.
festival. And she then breaks them out and takes them out to the gates. And she's like, you guys, I'm gonna set you free. I will take the fall for this. You guys don't deserve, you've taught me that I can be happy.
Mhm.
I will take the fall for this. You deserve to live.
Happiness is inside of us all, and you taught me that. It's so
It's very
beautiful.
It's
Mhm.
like
And
a
so
really
then-
sweet message.
It is. I mean, it's a children's movie, so it's giving us a lesson.
Yeah.
And so then she sets them free.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bridget, we see her go back to the Trollstice to face her punishment.
Yeah.
But Poppy and Branch are like, we can't let her do that.
Can't
we can't let
abandon our ally in this time of need.
we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
so
they
then
go back.
They went back for her.
Mhm.
And
And then she Oh, they come in on the roller skate.
Uh-huh.
They come in on the roller skate.
Yeah, they break through the window, come
Yes.
in on the roller skate.
And then don't they land on her head?
yeah, and then Ariana Grande is
And then-
back for a
Oh!
second. Yeah, clearly,
Because we
Glitter
see that Lady
Sparkles,
Glitter, because the
Ariana
king
Grande.
is like, where's Lady Glitter Sparkles?
Yeah, she's not
Where is
here.
Lady
She's
Glitter
not here.
Sparkles?
And they land on her head. Ariana Grande starts singing, and he's like, Lady Glitter Sparkles.
It was you the whole time.
Mhm, it's a
Cinderella
reveal.
story over, just like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Period.
And then she says, hello, is it me you're looking for?
She's like,
I don't think so.
She's like, is it me you're looking for? The way she says it
It's
sends me.
kooky.
And then he's like, it's you, it's you.
And then all of the Bergens are like, well, Lady Glitter Sparkles is like, you can't eat them, please. And Poppy's like, don't eat us. Like, you can find happiness inside of you. And they're like, no, we can't. We need to eat a troll. And she's like, just you wait. We're going to give you a little song and dance.
Well, then Christine Baranski's like, honey.
Mhm.
Y'all gotta eat these trolls. I did
Yeah.
not just do all this in this whole entire movie and my whole entire life for y'all not to eat the trolls and be grateful for me.
Mhm.
And so then she said, you gotta eat a troll. If you can't be happy if you don't have a troll.
Mhm.
And then she basically almost force feeds Branch
Oh,
to
yes.
the king,
Yeah.
which then they stop her and they're like, hey, you, Mr. King, you have never had a troll in your life, have you? And he's like, no.
No.
And they're like, but you experienced true happiness on your date with Miss Lady Glitter Sparkles,
Yeah.
didn't you? He's like, yeah, I did.
Mhm.
And in that moment, he realizes you can be happy without having to
he says,
eat the trolls.
he says, my belly is empty and my heart is full.
Mm.
And then
And
what
then
do the
they start
trolls
dancing,
And
do?
then they start the song and dance.
Yeah.
Miss,
Can't stop.
I got this
Yeah.
feeling.
Inside my bones.
Hey.
Which I think it's so funny that song is like insanely popular.
Yeah.
Like that song was written for this movie,
And it's,
but
like,
it's
on the
like a
radio.
Like
crazy radio
mainstream.
song.
It reminds me of Universal Studios so hard.
The
Like I just like
house.
walking in the parking, the like Jurassic Park parking structure, and
Uh-huh.
just hearing it like
Yeah.
blaring. Also, I met Guy Diamond once, and it was one of the best moments of my whole entire life, to be honest.
Also,
It's true.
Every person will play that song at their wedding. It not because they love trolls, but because that song is a wedding song.
It's a happy song.
It's like, yeah, it's a song that people can like, the uncles and the cousins that are kind of weird from like, the other side of the family. Like even those people will get up and dance to it.
It's
So
a
it's like
crowd
one of those
pleaser.
songs. Exactly.
Everybody loves a good jazz square.
Exactly.
And then, so they're singing, dancing. All these Bergens start kind of shaking shimmying, shaking the shoulder a little bit. And they're like, oh, all I had to do was sing and dance to be happy.
That's
And
all it
I'm
takes.
like, yeah, that's all it takes.
If you learn anything today, that's all it takes.
Yeah. All you have to do to be happy is just sing and dance.
I literally wrote that. I said, love just telling everyone to get up and dance.
Yeah.
So like if you're feeling down, just get up and dance.
I mean, sometimes a good
Shake
dance
ya-
party could do it for you.
Yeah,
you know what I
loosen
mean?
it up, get it all out of you.
Yeah, you feel sad,
Slay.
turn on a sleigh song and do a little shimmy.
all I gotta
Or-
say is that no one's ever been sad doing the hoedown throwdown.
Pop it, lock it, polka dot it.
Countryfy it.
And hip-hop it.
That's a
Period.
slay.
And then we see Bergentown become Slaytown.
It does. It becomes Slaytown really
Rainbows
hard.
everywhere. It's kind of funny because it still is ugly.
Yeah.
But like more slay.
Yeah.
But like they like go through Bergentown and then it becomes like a disco road. Like it's all
Yeah.
like cobblestone gray. And then they're
Uh-huh.
like dancing and singing. And then it's like disco retro
And the tree
road.
like is all beautiful.
Yes.
It's
Wow.
giving everyone's happy and it's giving a former capitalist society become a socialist society.
Oh my
Which
God.
They said healthcare, universal rights.
And then Martha May rolls to her death on this on when they
Oh,
push
yeah.
her into the little where all the trolls
Exiled
were.
once again.
And then she gets rolled to her death down, and then they set her on fire, which I was like, "Oh my
I know,
god!"
it's
Did you watch
violent.
it after credit scene? Probably.
Yes, I did. I did.
Oh,
Okay.
not me assuming. Sorry.
Yelling. And then
There's an after credit scene.
oh,
So Maddie didn't watch the after credit scene,
I didn't.
everyone.
yikeronis.
What happened?
Drag Maddie.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, Miss Mary.
Okay.
And then oh, the cloud comes back.
Oh yeah, the cloud comes back.
And then the narration of Poppy being like, and this is what happened, la 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 la. And we all went back to Troll's village, and then the all was well in the world, and we were happy. And then Poppy's now crowned queen.
Yes.
At the end of the movie, Poppy's crowned queen, had an important lesson about learning how to be a leader. And then Branch is like, can I have a hug?
Mhm.
And Poppy's like, well, now that I'm queen, hug time is all the time. Which is so
Great
cute.
hug.
And then they hug, and then the weird cloud comes back and hugs.
Oh, yeah.
wraps his arms around them, and then they shove him.
Mhm.
And then they go into roll the credits and a really amazing mega mix of just trolls
the Miss,
Partied.
do you remember the 21st night of
Yeah.
September?
Yeah.
Which
Goes off.
honestly, that version of that song is so good.
Mhm.
Justin Timberlake singing that song and Anna Kendrick is chef's
It's
kiss.
slay.
But
Okay.
also, it's funny because I wrote about Bergentown becoming Slaytown. I put, come on, Pride sidewalks.
Yes, it's giving. So can you tell me about this after credit scene that I've never seen?
Oh,
Take it
so
away, Parker.
it's really short, so it's really not anything like critical. But we see that Creek and Miss Christine Baranski are like in the middle of the in between Trolls Village and Bergentown. And do you know that big giant thing that looks like a grass hill that opens up and swallows Poppy?
Oh yeah,
Like
swallows
it
them?
opens up and swallows them.
Period.
So
She just
They got
falls
their
bye
through.
desserts.
flop.
Wow.
Bye flop.
So that's Trolls.
Woo, 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 woo.
Parker. Oh, there's the cloud guy.
The Cloud.
Mr. Cloud.
The main
he
character.
is so funny.
Oh, his name is just Cloud Guy. I live.
And he kind of makes an appearance in the second one. I'm assuming he's going to make an appearance in the third installment of
Oh,
the film.
yeah.
Because he's just one of
Yeah.
those rando characters that just has no purpose and no real character development, but you kind of live for him anyways.
Period. I love. So Parker, do you have anything that you want to say about Trolls?
I actually did star something that I didn't say earlier,
Oh,
so I have to
star
go
it.
back and
Oh,
I also
okay.
took 7 pages of notes so that everyone knows.
We
because
take
I'm
this
such a super
seriously
fan.
here.
Oh, I wrote because when Trolls World Tour came out, which was right at the beginning of the pandemic, which is the second movie, which we'll talk about in the future episode.
We'll have you back on to talk about that
Of
one.
course. But when that movie came out, the branding for that movie was
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable. Like there was Trolls merchandise of everything you could imagine everywhere. Every Target aisle, Trolls. And that's my fantasy. But I'm like, if Trolls had come out when silly bands were a thing, do you guys remember silly bands from elementary school?
Yeah.
If Trolls came out when silly bands were around, they would have stacks of cash.
Yeah.
More so than they already do. But they would have made bank.
Yeah.
Because silly bands were the moment. And I could imagine like a little Poppy silly band, a little Cooper silly band,
Oh,
a
yeah.
little Branch silly band.
That's so cute.
I love
So
that.
if anyone's listening to this from DreamWorks and like wants to contact me for like marketing ideas for
I got an
Trolls
in at
3,
DreamWorks now.
Oh, yeah, period.
Yeah.
if anyone's listening to this and wants to get me any sort of, like job in regards to Trolls and make me really happy for the rest of my life, please do.
Period.
Well, what are your final thoughts
Yeah,
on
what are your final thoughts
Trolls,
about
Parker?
Trolls?
Trolls slay, Trolls work, Trolls boots the house. Trolls is my everything. Also, about me with Trolls, I have watched people like know that I love Trolls because I when I like things, I make it my personality. And so everyone knows I love Trolls. So when people hang out with me and they're like, "Oh, let's watch a movie. What should we watch?" Everyone always is like, "Should we watch Trolls?" And I'm always gonna say yes because I love that movie. And I've also famously tweeted that watching Trolls with me is more intimate than having an affair with me. I'm not gonna say what kind because I don't know how
You've said it, it's okay.
rated this podcast is.
It's okay, you can say it.
Oh, well, I'll say it then. I said watching Trolls with me is more intimate than having sex with me, which honestly I still stand by.
Yeah.
So honestly, if you ever get the experience of watching the movie with me, you're welcome.
Yeah. Period.
So everyone should watch it. Please do. Enjoy the love and the happiness this movie brings.
I love that. Thank you for sharing the happiness and love that it brings with us.
you.
I thoroughly have enjoyed my time as your friends watching this movie
Watching
with you
Trolls
because
many
we've
times.
watched them many times.
And I have to
you've
say-
only seen Trolls World Tour once, right?
Yes, I've only seen it once.
LOL.
But we'll watch it again.
Yes, we
for the Troll cinematic universe of it all.
Period.
Amazing.
And I'd also like to give my flowers really quickly because I know that the flowers are due. I watched Trolls World Tour, which I watched that movie with Maddie.
Mhm.
Because we were excited to watch it because it was like one of the first movies that had like been released pandemic,
Yeah.
like in the front of the pandemic. And so because we both really wanted to watch that movie because Maddie said the first one was really good, Maddie put me onto Trolls. I want to publicly acknowledge something so that Maddie Berry can never ever be mad at me about anything ever again. That Maddie really honestly put me onto Trolls because she said the first one
forgot.
is really good. So we watched the first one together, which then ignited the flame inside of me to have Trolls be my entire personality. So give a round of applause to Miss Maddie
Woo!
because she put me
Thank
onto this
you.
movie.
I'm kind of gagged. I forgot.
Well,
And how
Slay,
full
girl.
circle. Now you're here.
And here I am.
Wow.
So thank you for that. And thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you for
today.
joining us.
Thank
It was so fun.
you.
I'm sure you'll be a kind of a recurring guest. Because
Absolutely. Y'all will
slay.
hear my voice once again.
Sorry.
Sorry about it.
Well, Parker.
Oh,
Go ahead, Tati.
Tell the audience where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Parker Griffin 716. You can find me on TikTok, Parker Griffin 16.
Oh.
You can find me on Facebook. Probably don't do that. That's kind of weird.
That's really weird.
I also am going to be starting a podcast.
Yes, you
Oh, yeah,
are.
tell us. Tell
Which
the
is going to be
dolls.
called Parker's Pointless Podcast, which is just going to be me running my gums till I literally bleed from my mouth because that's all I do is just chat, talk,
In case you couldn't tell by the length of this.
yeah, the length of this podcast, I can talk.
Mhm.
So that's going to be coming out hopefully in the end of this winter, early spring. I'm now giving myself a deadline, so that's kind of fun for me. So please, wherever you get your podcast, it'll be coming out, and y'all will listen and enjoy. Hopefully,
Amazing.
Amazing.
And, you know, on all things you could comment on, subscribe on, do all the
Yes.
things on. Please do so to our
Mhm.
viewing party.
You can also find us. Well, I guess people who are only watching this probably saw us on YouTube, right?
Well,
Hopefully,
hopefully
if you listen, you can also watch us and see our beautiful faces.
and subscribe to our channel.
yeah, and we'll be back next week. Maybe just the two of us slaying, maybe with a guest. We'll update our social media to tell anybody if there's a movie we need you to watch. Well, there will be, but we just aren't exactly sure which one yet because we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
So
figure
stay
it out.
tuned on our Instagram and follow us on all things. And I'm Tatiana.
And I'm Maddie.
And thanks for coming to
Our
our
viewing party. Stupid.